the Irish kicker here or not yet?
That's a great question that I don't know the answer to. I don't believe he's back yet. He had to go back, fly back. There was something with the visa or whatever. I don't know.
This is the last of these non-padded practices. Do you need to rein Nate back a little bit? He hit Wicks a couple times on Saturday.
The answer is yes.
Okay.
And this is what I told him. I don't think it's malicious. I think it's one of the things and one of the qualities that we really admired about him is how he competes. It's just you gotta. We talk about competing for the football. We just don't want to go through a person, whoever that person is, to make a play on the ball. I don't mind him going through the hands. We just don't want him to go through the body because that's how you end up with people on the ground. And, we'd all be sick to our stomach if somebody got hurt.
Hey, Matt, back to Rob's question in a second. When McNamee gets here, what is the kicking plan for McManus?
It's going to be the same as it's been. In terms of, he goes basically every other day. So we'll stay with the same cadence.
Would you like a lot of hot days like today for the rest of camp, or do you just occasional, or do you have any view on that?
I got no control over it, so I don't even worry about it.
I know he's got to compete.
So I take it it's going to be hot today?
Felt like it this morning when I was
Okay.
walking around.
I know he's got to compete and everything, but what does it mean? Excuse me. Especially after what Wilson gave me on special teams. What does it mean to get Christian back here? Christian Ball.
Oh yeah, I think a veteran player that's played a lot of ball, that's contributed in a lot of ways, and I thought, going back to last preseason, he did a lot of great things for us. So he's certainly comfortable within our scheme, within our system, not only on defense but also on offense, and and he's a great team guy, great teammate, great person. So it's always great to have him back in the building.
And what kind of growth have you seen from Jacob Monk in year two, and just how valuable has this time been for him getting some of that first team work?
Yeah, I think it's incredibly valuable. Like every rep these guys get, whether it's full speed, walk through, it doesn't matter. Individual, I think, is critically important, especially when you're talking about young players. And he's just got to continue to stack those days, showing the level of consistency that we think he's capable of performing at from on every play.
We've seen the interceptions last couple of days from Carrington Valentine. What have you seen from him during this offseason?
Yeah, he's doing a great job. He continues to grow as a player. It's amazing where he was when he first came in to where he is now in terms of, he's transformed his body. I think he's really talented. He played a lot of meaningful snaps for us a year ago and made some critical plays. So that's a great sign, and he just continues to bring competition to that room.
Does he play to the whistle a lot? Maybe sometimes after the whistle.
CV? Yeah. I think a lot of our guys do, hopefully. We always stress that, playing to the echo of the whistle, and no, he's done a great job.
Matt, how has X grown this offseason?
I just think he obviously has a year with us, the comfort level. He is an extension of the coaching staff out there. He really has a great grasp of what we're trying to get accomplished. He understands the why behind what we're doing. I think he's really evolved as a communicator and is better in that regard. And he continues to take steps as a leader, not only on the defense, but our football team.
When he has 8 picks, it seems like he could, it might get to his head and say that's what I'm looking for, the individual stats. Have you ever been around a player that he just seems so calm and level-headed in his approach is just, I want everything for the team?
Yeah, I think that's what the great ones do. They're going to bring those around them and help them get better. And ultimately, there's no success like team success in the ultimate team sport. So, it just, I think it speaks to the level of the character of the person.
What would you like to see out of Kalen King? What does he need to do to try to make the team?
I think he's had a pretty impressive 3 days, especially coming off, those wrist surgery or whatever. And so just continue to stack those days and take advantage of those opportunities. But I think he's shown a lot of, I know he's not the biggest guy, but he is a pretty, he'll throw his body around in there and shows a lot of toughness.
Being on the practice squad all last year helped him quite a bit.
Yeah, I think it does with a lot of guys, in terms of just, everybody is going to grow at a different rate. He's a pretty young player. I think he was 21 when we drafted him last year, and so he's still got a lot of maturity in front of him, not only as a person but as a player. But he's off to a really strong start, and hopefully that can continue to when we get into pads and then we get into those preseason games.
Matt, a year ago at this time, you didn't even have Malik on your team. In what ways is he different now, and in what ways do you and he have more confidence?
I just think he's got a much better grasp of obviously the system, but just all the details that entail good quarterback play in terms of the footwork, eye progression, and just showing a consistency that he's capable of doing. And certainly he adds a great element too as a runner, and that's something that you can't account for.
Matt, when Willis was at Auburn, he ran a 4.37, which is, I think,
Did
second
he
all
tell you
time.
that, or is that verified? Okay.
Vic was a 4.33.
A lot of these guys say I'm gonna have to, get on him about that.
But my point is he's fast.
He is very fast.
Are there any ways at all, without giving away game plan kind of stuff, you can get a guy like that on the field rather than just holding a clipboard when Jordan's healthy?
Well, you said it. We don't want to give away game plan stuff. So we did have last year, we did have a few packages with both those guys in the game, and I think we ran one play versus Chicago.
So as you get into padded practices, to me, I would think one of the drills that you're looking forward to is individuals with linemen to judge, physical quickness, fundamentals. Are you anxious to see that as you get into this period of camp?
Yeah, I mean, there's now we're talking about real football. These guys are still in their underwear out there, so we're certainly, that's where you can get a better evaluation when these guys are in full pads and they're allowed to fit up on people and work those combinations. And certainly, in the pass protection, we're trying to limit our pass rushers from bull rushing, so you don't get a great, I guess, evaluation on being able to anchor when you are starting to get pushed in the pocket. So, yeah, looking forward to tomorrow.
Will you do any of those like late period of practice live stuff like you've done in the past?
Maybe. Do you want to see it?
Sure.
No.
I don't really, whatever.
You're pretty enthusiastic. Well, then why'd you ask the question?
I'm curious. I think fans want to know.
I would count it. We're definitely going to have some tackle periods. So
With your starters or just with the?
who knows? Depends how salty I am that day.
Matt, Jeff talked a lot last year about how difficult it might have been for Javon Bullard to learn nickel and safety as a rookie, especially in the middle of the season. Do you think he's better equipped to, not just learn both positions, but switch back and forth between them if he needs to?
Absolutely. I think just, again, he's more comfortable and really has a good grasp of the detail of why we're doing what we're doing. I think the communication amongst all those guys on the back end has been much better.
Do you think Jordan is moving around sort of like he did before the injury last year? Can you tell that yet, whether he's that kind of comfortable? I mean, I'm thinking of that ball to
Wicks,
where he got out of the pocket.
Yeah, I think you usually can move a little bit better if you don't have, a knee or groin. So, but yeah, I think he's been looking good, and that's part of playing that position. I think, some guys are a little bit better at the pocket manipulation than others, but I think he's done a pretty good job. I think last year, I always look at the number of sacks guys take. And he has a good feel in the pocket and understands when he needs to use his legs to try to manipulate the pocket, or there's nowhere to go. Oh shoot, where's my check down? And so I think he's done over the course of 2 years a pretty good job with that, whether he's got his legs or not.
When Albert Breer was in town, he was talking about, I'm not sure if it came from you or from Jordan, but an emphasis was him throwing more to the left. I guess the question is he's gotten more advanced in his career, are you able to hone in on more specific things with him?
Well, I just think it's natural for most right-handed quarterbacks. It's harder to throw to your left. I mean, when you're dropping back and your body's cut off like this, it's how can I open and unlock my hips to finish balance? So that's something that we're always working for and are working with all these guys. Conversely, a lefty is going to typically have a little harder time throwing to the right.
So are you able to hone in more, not just that particular thing, but just because he's played so many games now, are you able to hone in on maybe littler things than maybe you were even last year?
No, I think we've always kind of coached the detail of the footwork, and I just think that's the foundation for good quarterback play is not only the rhythm and timing, so your footwork, but also getting your body in a better position so that when you do throw the football, most of these guys, when they're on platform, when they're more balanced, they're going to be more accurate. So that's why there's such an emphasis on the defensive side of the ball of trying to move the quarterback off the spot, because now you're talking about maybe not as good a body position, guys a little bit more off balance, and that's usually where you're going to find more inaccuracy.
Hey Matt, Vrabel said during the offseason that there was times when Wick seemed like he had the weight of the world on his shoulders, and then he was saying this week that where he was at mentally last season was not very good. Could you see that last year, and can you see him any different now?
Yeah, I think I don't want to speak to that necessarily. I think that's a better question for him, but there was definitely moments you could feel the frustration. But I think he's done a really good job from when we got back in April up to this point of just, I think, really staying present and focusing on the task at hand, trying to take that one play mentality and make it come to life.
How important do you think that is, not just for him, but for all guys? I mean, we kind of forget that these guys aren't robots, they're humans, and they do go through that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, it is human nature when things, we all want to do well, and when we don't, or when we make a mistake, it's how do you respond to that? And I think that's the key to life, right? Is that resiliency to, if it doesn't go my way, to be tough enough mentally that, and not allow it to affect what's about to the next play or what is about to happen.
Last one, please. The relationship between Marshawn Lloyd and Josh Jacobs flourished during camp.
Yeah, I think Josh has done a really good job of trying to take him under his wing and guide him, because I know he's another guy that I think was extremely frustrated with all the injury situation that he had to battle through, and so he's done a great job up to this point, and hopefully he can continue to stack these days.
Thank you guys.
Good.
Thanks, man.
Have a good one.